had that up in the press, and I removed the paper towels from it drying, and I put it between two plastic sheets. Make sure you don't pull it straight, because sometimes it sticks a little bit. Still a little bit damp, but it's okay. It's handleable. I can handle it. Just interested in my job here, how I did on the leaf casting. Looks pretty close to the color of the wrap itself, right? So as far as doing the crimp areas go, it really went very, very well, in my opinion. So all I need to do now is let it dry some more, and then recreate the spine with the holes in the crimp areas, and that'll do it pretty much for this wrap. The other wraps, I'm going to approach it slightly different, because you have these dark spots that were from the rust itself that didn't come off, and some darkening here. And we can try just regular agar gels to remove them, which is just in water. We can put these on, but I don't want to tinker with this wrap anymore, right? It's been through a lot of washes, so I'm going to keep it the way it is. And the other wraps, I'm going to approach them slightly different. I'll show you how I do that. So now we're going to reshape the spine, and you can see the natural line of the fold here. And we're going to fold it this way, essentially, right? And these haven't been folded yet. So you're going to follow the natural crease with a ruler like this. And then carefully, don't fold it very fast, right? Carefully line it up. Now you can fold it gently without harming the spot casting. You can use your fingers even, right? Just like that. If your spot casting is too thick, it might break. If it's made to fit the area, it's not gonna. Right, and if it does break, you can always use methyl cellulose. I don't have any methyl cellulose now, so I'm making some as we speak. But it should be good. There, we did it. Didn't even break, right? It's really holding nice. All right, so that's how you do it. And then all we need to do now is form the holes based on a template. And the template I'm going to be using is the first wrap from the book. And you can see that all the pages, this is actually the best one of them all. All the pages are like this, but you can almost see where the holes are going to be. Going to go, right? We can do that. We can line them up and do it that way, right? Pretty good. All right, so I'm lining a page from the book with the center fold to create the holes. And what I'm gonna do is place this so I can punch the hole nicely into the pigments essentially, right? And you can see where the holes are. You can just simply now punch them in. And voila, on this side you see them punched in. So one hole, two holes, three holes, four holes. That's done. So I'm going to try a little experiment. What I'm going to do is take cyclomethicone D5 and brush it liberally in the middle here on this page of a wrap from a comic book, a sacrificial page. And cyclomethicone D5 is used by conservators to remove stains from books that cannot be immersed in water. So it's liquid silicone and it dries off on its own after 2 hours, right? So it leaves a mark right now, and supposedly it doesn't leave any tide marks on it, right? My experience with it, it does leave slight tide marks, but we'll find out tomorrow, right? So what I'm going to do here is place an agar gel on. This agar gel just has water, and remove some of the extra drippings here. Oops, didn't need to do that here on the side. All right, and then what I'm going to do is place this right in the middle of the cyclomethicone. So it's supposed to be a way for you to place an agar gel, for example, here, that can suck up a stain, but without creating tide lines around the agar gels, right? So the agar gel is going to be able to pull anything out ultimately, right? Then what we're going to do is cover this with some plastic sheet of some sort. So I have a bubble wrap here. I'm just going to put it on top like this, right? And basically a little bit of weight on top so the agar gel stays in place. I'm going to use my pH paper, oops, my pH paper universal test paper strips. This is probably too heavy actually and too awkward, so let's use just a ruler. Right. Just very lightweight, right? Just keep it in place. And we'll come and revisit this later on and check out what happens. So stay tuned. All right, let's take a look at, see, this has been sitting like this overnight. So a few hours, right? Not a few hours, but like almost 9 hours. So let's take a look. So I noticed now that the agar gels, whatever it was, didn't leave any tide marks, right? Tide lines. And this cyclomethicone may not be dried yet because I had this on top like this. So it's possible that it's drying now because it was prevented from being dried. So let's give it time and then we can take a look and figure out if this is a good method or not. All right, so it's fully dried now, and you can see that the silicone, liquid silicone, did leave actually tide lines, right? And the question is, how do you remove them, right? You don't want to put this directly into water because they won't get removed that way, I don't believe. This is judging from my work on the first Wonder Woman series. Is what I had to do is put this first into heptane, into Bestine, right, which is heptane, and then take it out, let it dry, and that got rid of the tide lines for liquid silicone. So silicones in general are soluble in organic solvents right? In like things like xylene and heptane and toluene and things like that. So they're not soluble in alcohol or water, so don't try those. But in my mind, it is definitely a good solution to getting rid of these tight lines, right? And let's see how it does. I'll do this outside in on the balcony so it doesn't smell up my room, right? I'll come back and report back. So I'm gonna soak it for like 1 minute, take it out and let it dry, and we'll look at it. So here's the wrap straight out of the Bastille bath, and you can see the tight lines are gone. Right, so it looks like the method really does work, and you do end up removing the tight lines from the liquid silicone. And the agar gels don't leave any of their own tight lines on the paper, which is good to know. Maybe we'll try it with the other wrap, with this new wrap, right? And see how that goes.